we'll start with introduction because I've not known you all before. Okay, maybe you can start with by introducing yourself, your name, where do you come from, what do you do before this, before you join the course, and maybe what you plan to do after you finish this course. Okay, we start with that person. Yeah. Maybe you can start to introduce yourself.
I'm Gao Zeyu. I'm from Shanxi Province. Gao Zeyu. I'm from China, Shanxi Province. My degree is examination medical. Yeah. Thank you.
So why do you join this course? What do you plan to do after this?
Make a better degree.
For career advancement? For career advancement? No.
Advancement.
For, okay. So you from what province? Just I mentioned.
Shanxi.
Oh, Shanxi, right? Okay.
I'm from Iran.
How should I address?
Rad.
Graz.
Yes.
Graz.
Rad. Rad Hamid Al-Asad.
Graz. I call you G.
No.
Graz.
Rad.
Graz.
No, R-A-A-D. R-A-A-D.
D. Rad.
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 Yeah.
Rad. Rad. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm from Iran.
From Iraq. Which part? Baghdad.
No. The town was. The first
Okay. So what do you do before I join?
technician law.
Okay. Then after this, go back to the same position or?
Yeah.
Okay. So counseling, right? When
I'm from Diamond and I come from China. Why I choose this course because I want to learn how to arrange my research project.
after this, what do you plan to do after this?
After this class, I
No, after you finish the master course, you come for the master course, then after that,
will come back to China with my job.
second job. So I should call you
Only have only Song.
Fong,
Song. S-O-N-G.
S-O-N-G,
Yeah.
Song. Oh, your surname is Song. Song. Counseling, right? Song. Okay.
I'm Sana Yassin. Sana.
Then
Sana. S-A-N.
S-A-S,
Sana.
Sana, S-A-N-A.
Yeah. Simply. Yeah. I came from Iraq descent, but then in the north part of Iraq, it was safe, and I was doing working in. I did my bachelor in medical microbiology, and then I was working in the university like artificial system and bio instructor. And I came doing my master degree, and then go back to my country and I started my work.
Sana,
Yeah.
career advancement. So you're working adults, and student before, okay? So counseling, right? So, Sana, okay, and where you are. Louder, please, maybe I have some hearing problem.
One Dr. I'm Puspana Thapa. I'm from Nepal.
Oh,
Nepal. So before coming here, I was fresh graduate. I graduated, and then the reason why I chose this course is because I just wanted to advance my knowledge in molecular medicine. So after doing this course, I'm gonna go back and probably get a job.
yeah. This is first time I met a Nepalese student here. I've been to Nepal before, a long time ago, 15 years ago.
Oh,
Been to Punggye, but no, but it's just the track, Punggye track.
oh yeah, but then yeah, you did see the mountains right from the hill.
We did see the hill from very far. We just did the 8 days track. along the, yeah. Not high up where you are, just the track. Yeah. It's a very beautiful country. The river, Somsana and Puspa.
Good morning, I'm Dian.
Dian.
I'm from Malaysia. I'm Penang.
Oh, you're from Penang.
So previously I got 4 years of working experience in clinical side, 2 years in hospital and 2 years in a supplier company doing application support. And then, yeah, so the reason I'm here because I want to know more about molecular techniques and how it can apply in clinical science. And yeah, that's all.
So now you plan to continue with the PhD?
Yeah, of course, but right now just finished the master and then planning for PhD.
Okay. So we have Zervi, right? Zervi, Raat, Som, Sana.
Yeah.
Yes. So Spa and I'm getting very, very old. Okay. First of all communication skill. Of course, you all know we spend a lot of time communicating. Research shows that actually we spend about, this is, I think it's not really up to date, like 70%. If I find Google, it still give me this 70%, but I think up to now, there are some reports that say that we spend 80 to 90% of our time communicating, okay? 60% we spend on reading, writing, talking, and listening. This is all part of communication, okay? So, why communication is important, okay? We often take it for granted because we do it all the time. So we never pay attention, like maybe there are parts, there are certain parts that we can do better to improve the communication, to make it more effective, okay? So maybe we start with, maybe you tell me what do you think if the communication is important? What do you think that communication can help you do in a daily life? Maybe we start with Pushpa. Just list the importance. But maybe it help you to share information. Share information. Okay. Yeah.
It's the same, share my thoughts. It's to share my thoughts to others.
Share thoughts to others. Okay, share information, share thoughts. The opinion.
I'm building interaction with people and finding knowledge of people with the same interests or have that interest.
You might say first.
Exchange information with others.
Share information.
Or exchange information with others.
You can speak louder. Okay. Yeah, what can you achieve? I mean, normally, why do you communicate? You want to share information, you want to share your thoughts, you want to find someone that maybe shares the interest, and what about you?
Still focus.
Cooperation. As a group with the others.
individual part of it. Segment it, so look at it, what segment and look at other segments so that we can understand the whole. Of course, you have communication, you need a sender, but now I'm the sender, right? You are the receiver because these are message, right? The lecture notes, lecture content is a message. So you see, it's the same thing. This is like, of course, I am the sender. I bring along my past experiences. I have past experiences conducting the lecture, so I bring along my past experiences dealing with other students and come in here with my culture, of course, and Chinese and it. So I use my values, knowledge, and feelings with me when I communicate with you all. So when receiver also, you have your own past experiences, culture, attitudes, value, knowledge, feelings, right? All you are. Okay. So receiver message is a lecture content, right? Today, like for example, is a lecture content, then feedback. But so the whole process send message. So I encode, right, the message. Then you decode, then you come back. So of course the channel today is a face-to-face lecture. So different channel. So it might be social media, it might be email, can be the channel can be email, can be letter. Different channels. Okay. So then of course the process can be less. Okay. This is how Shannon Weaver model what we do all the time, but we didn't really pay attention to the small details. So by if you segment it into small portions, then you so for example, But oral is the use of mouth. Okay. Verbal is a use of language. You have in both oral and verbal means spoken language. You know? Verbal and oral. Okay. So when you have oral and non-verbal, meaning you cry, you laugh, you cough, all these are oral. You not non-verbal. For non-oral but verbal communication, you have written ones. Language, but not oral. Okay. Then if you have non-verbal, non-oral means gesture. Okay. All this, they are neither oral or verbal. Okay, non-verbal, non-oral. Okay. So, okay. So for all this communication, we try to keep it short and simple. Okay. KISS, keep KISS, KISS means you want to keep it short and simple so that you won't make it complicated for people to understand. Okay. So for oral or communication, you have face-to-face conversation, you have speech, telephonics, okay? Spoken words are used. Okay, so the example is workplace conversation. You have interview, you have counseling, meetings, conferences, presentation. Okay, then your oral communication, of course, is influenced by your pitch, volume, speak, and clarity of speaking. Okay, pitch. Pitch is lowness and highness of your voice. Okay, sometimes when you are nervous, and the pitch of the voice tends to go up. Okay. Okay. How to understand the all this factor right just now, the pitch, the volume, the speed, clarity of speaking, you can practice here by the means of O here. Okay, normally O, the meaning the letter in the alphabet N and O, M N O P Q, right? O is alphabet O, so it's a normal O. We just pronounce O, right? M N O P Q. So if you are in shock, how do you pronounce O? Right? If you are in shock,
Sure.
yeah, how do you pronounce O?
Very simple because
If like normally, if it's an alphabet, just say O, right? If you are in shock, how do you pronounce O? Like you are in shock, you are shocked. Oh, maybe your pitch is high, right? Right, in shock. So in pleasure, how? Sonia?
Oh, just like simply lowering your pitch.
Okay, sounds like it. Questioning?
Oh,
Oh, then you're questioning different pitch, different volume, give you different meaning, right? How about doubt when you're in doubt? Puspa. Oh. That sounds so in doubt. Okay. Displeasure. Yi ân. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I'm not happy. Okay, you sound not happy. Anticipation. Okay. If I anticipate something,
If you are empathy.
we are looking forward to something. So, oh. Doesn't sound very exciting. Surprise. Zoe, if you're surprised, how do you?
Oh.
Oh, it's like you're in trouble. Sounds you're in trouble to me. If you're surprised, and if they give a birthday surprise when you see it,
Oh.
The double version.
Wait.
okay. So you see, the interpretation of the receiver is very, very important. It can be, I don't know, maybe we might even like small sounds give you different meaning by varying the pitch, the volume, the clarity or the speed of talk, okay? Okay. So for written communication, it's more like formal normally written communication, okay? So it's influenced by the vocab and grammar use. So when you want to write something, you want to write your homework and all that, sometimes you find your vocab is limited, then you cannot write a good essay or write a good answer because maybe you are limited by the vocab. So vocabulary is very important, and also of course it's grammar. Okay, grammar is important when you try to communicate. Then your writing style, precision, clarity of the language use, and all this will affect the written communication as well. Okay. Non-verbal, non-verbal, as I mentioned just now, it includes the facial expression. For facial expression, like you look very serious now because you're attending lectures, so you look serious. Your facial expression, tell me they are serious and you pay attention. Okay, body movements. Maybe if you sit down like this and I see that you are not interested. If you pay attention, then I see that you pay attention. So all the body language tell me something. Okay, gesture I mentioned just now is the movement of the body. Okay. Then non-verbal communication can be talking without speaking a word. Sometimes I show my face or I do something. Sana. So I show you something. So you understand maybe it's body language. So if you understand that I'm telling you to go up, something like that. Okay, body language. That is non-verbal. Okay. This is as I mentioned just now in the speech also there are non-verbal elements in it, even though you talk. But the paralanguage, the voice quality, as I mentioned just now, the rate, the pitch, volume, speaking style affect there's all these non-verbal elements in the speech. When you talk, maybe my rate, I'm talking very fast, then maybe I'm rushing off time. Okay, I'm running out of time or what? Then I speak very fast. Okay. This one. Okay. Again, this is another one that. This is only one simple sentence. We are not going to take a test today. If I want to make it a statement of fact, I just read out as normal as possible. We are not going to take a test today. I make an announcement. We are not going to take a test today. So this statement, just a normal statement. So if you want to show, to indicate that you are surprised, so how do you going to read this sentence? How do you show that you are surprised? Maybe Sana, you start to show us. How do you make this sentence? Just now I just tell you a statement of fact. We are not going to take a test today. Okay, so we are surprised.
We are not going to take tests today. Is it like surprise?
It depends on receiver. Does she sound surprised?
We are not going to take a test today.
Then never you try the third one, statement indicating we will be doing something other than taking a test today. So how do you read this sentence? Maybe Puspa, you try. You are trying to tell people that we are doing something other than taking a test. How do you read the sentence that then the receiver will know that we are doing something and not a test today? Well, you should use as there are certain parts that you stress, that people understand that you are not doing the test.
You are saying like rephrasing the sentence.
No, not phrasing the sentence. So you are stress the test. We are not going to take a test today. No, people, we are not going to take a test today. You stress on the test, so people know that, you know, we are not going to do a test today. Okay, so the stress is we put on test. Okay, statement indicating some other group will be taking a test, not you. So what? Again, Puspa, you try.
We are not going to take the test today.
Yeah, the stress will be on we. We are not going to take a test today, meaning we are not. So the stress is on we, okay? So it make the whole sentence mean something else. People with stress, we are not going to take a test today, meaning other might be doing the test, okay? We are not going to take a test today, okay? So indicating we actually will not be taking a test today. So which part that you should stress? Right? If you want to indicate that we absolutely not taking a test today, so which part?
We don't take class today.
Huh?
We don't take class today.
No, you don't rephrase the sentence, you just read the sentence, but you stress on certain words to make it sound like we will definitely not doing the test today. Which part that you should stress? Maybe Zeri, can you help out?
We are not going we are not going to take a test today.
Just now sounds better, the first one. Just now the stress you put on here, we are not going to take the test today. Definitely. We are not going to take the test today. So the stress is not put on here, right? So it sounds like you are definitely not taking a test today. So if let's say we will have more than one test today, which part that you should stress?
Going to take a test.
Yes, understand? So we are not going to take a test today. So when you stress on a means when you stress on different words, okay, it makes the sentence sound give you different meaning. Okay, when people decode the meaning, then it gives you a totally different meaning. Okay, number 4, right? Statement indicating surprise. We are not going to we are not going to take a test today. We are not going to take a test today. So it's indicating surprise, right? So this is fact. We are not going to take a test today. Okay? We will not be doing other than something. We are not going to take a test today. Okay? The test here. Okay? Statement, some other distress on we. Okay? Statement, we take a test actually, we are not. Okay? Same thing. Okay? A test. Okay? Okay, non-verbal communication, there are 3 elements. Appearance. Okay, as a speaker, normally if you do a presentation, if you are going for a conference, attending a conference and all that, non-verbal communication, first of all, you pay more attention to your appearance, right? For ladies, you might put up makeup. Okay, then for men, maybe put on a suit, tie, you know, for proper like formal presentation. So this is all non-verbal communication to show your seriousness, your preparedness for the presentation, for the occasion. Okay, normally you just say t-shirt, jeans and all that. This is part of communication as well. We are telling people how prepared are you, what condition are you in today, you know, I'm relaxed, I'm just coming for lecture, so on. This. So if you go for interview, right, you are a different set of appearance, right? Maybe you gel your hair, okay, put on your shoes, leather shoes and all that, to show your, tell people that you are serious, you are really prepared for that, for the interview and all that, you want to give a different impression. So that's part of communication, telling people some information about yourself, okay? Then surroundings, room size, lighting, decoration, furnishing, non-verbal communication. This is very, very important. Like just now, aircon is definitely part of it. Okay, then you really understand just now what happened. Then it really will affect. If without the aircon, then of course the surroundings, right? Will be not comfortable for us to conduct a lecture or you have an event. Then without aircon, then okay, it might ruin the process. Okay, affect the process. Okay, this is okay. So this is some type of non-verbal communication, blinking of eye, right? When you see your, are you married? Married?
No.
No, girlfriend?
No.
No, no girlfriend. Okay, so you should practice now. So try to show us if you see someone, a girl that you're really interested in and you like. So by the blinking of your eye, you try to send a signal that you like her. So how do you do that? Show them. Just by blinking your eye, tell them that you are interested. Huh? It's a nice chance to practice. How? You're happy to get a girlfriend. So how? Don't look at me, I'm married. Show us. Maybe I'm interested.
This is maybe the hardest part of communication with those people.
Is it?
That's why, yeah.
Oh, that's why you.
I see that thing because I feel the same thing. Yeah, it's
You
kind
still
of,
that job.
yeah, because like in our like culture, I think this is like it's forbidden.
Oh.
We're not communicating this way, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's forbidden to do that.
There will be software things that are so important also do, but that's in there like
Okay, the frequency of how you blinking your eye also, right? That's right. Okay, sorry, but maybe you can do that if you find a local girlfriend or something. Okay, tone of voice. Okay, the tone, the intonation, the pitch is lowness and highness. The intonation is the whole phrase, whether you are going how increasing or decreasing. That's intonation. Okay, smell. The smell. How do you understand this part? Smell as a part of communication, non-verbal communication. Give me an example.
for example like when we are talking like speaking having conversation with someone like with the smell of the mouth and smell of people or someone like passing by like if you feel like really good smelling so we want to communicate more and the communication is getting involved because of the way and we want to just continue the thing but sometimes we are facing some people different from the conference and different places some of the like laws or something just like make us to avoid the communication just go away. This is so it's possible from the verbal communication. So before any event, any communication with anyone, so you have to make sure like you have to shower and you will done your brush and do some better then go over the communication because this is one of the parts that non-verbal and body language one. So
Yeah, it's a very good explanation on how we understand it. Maybe to us, sometimes if you don't have the problem or you don't never face the problem, you don't see it as a very big issue.
because my sister she is working in the pharmacy, so she was like facing this problem about she was like talking with the patients was crying actually seeing it's she reached to the level like she's not eating certain the foods because of this smell of the mouth or smell of the body. So I see like this is one of the most important things about like your appearance or about your personality.
Yeah, it's inevitable sometimes. It's not that we are being particular, just sometimes it's unavoidable. Some people, because of their food intake and their culture and all that, they have I did face this problem before. I have colleague sitting beside me, and that I was pregnant that time. You know, I'm sensitive to smell and all that, and she has a very, very serious body odor problem. And also, it's not like I'm not that, but I really cannot.
It's possible.
Yes, it's really because I'm like vomiting, you know, that I'm pregnant, all that, and I really suffer a lot. So I understand a lot about this issue. So sometimes, like I said, you want to attract people, then or maybe you're going for dating, all that. You want to attract people, then you wear perfume, right? You put on perfume. That is part of also communication. Okay, you try to send signals, right, to people, give better impression. So this, don't be surprised that actually this is also a very important part of communication process. Okay, personal presentation, gesture. Gesture means the movement of your body. Okay, posture. Also, if I maybe posture is like show how do you act in under circumstances. Eye contact. Okay, if you pay attention, maybe you look at people when you talk. So you try to pay give eye contact, have eye contact. Okay, especially when you are doing presentation, you know, doing your like normally you do presentation, right? You present your to the audience, then you try to have eye contact. Sometimes because we don't have, we tend to avoid eye contact because we feel nervous, right? So we try to look at elsewhere, you know, so it help you, you know, in being not so nervous. But it's good to have eye contact. Okay, but try to have eye contact with the audience when you talk. Okay, so maybe the gesture. So we give example of gesture. Give me how do you show love with a hand gesture. Okay, one each. You have one. Don't put down. Up. Love. How to show love? Hand gesture. By hand gesture, you show what? Yes. Cannot repeat. Not. Yes, sorry. This one.
This is the
Second
new
one.
one.
Okay. Okay. Third one. This one. Think of one. This is so small. Okay. 30. Hand gesture of love. They have this.
This one
Like
feels
this?
like it's new.
Yeah, big one. Right has a very small one. Oh, repeated. So we have. I saw this one. I
Yeah,
how to put.
But we don't want to do it. It's a new generation thing. This.
Something like this one I find it very difficult to do. I don't know. So you see, even a small hand gesture, you have different ways of showing your love, right? So okay, hand gestures. So show me also hand gesture. Other than love, hand gestures. Okay. Right, okay. Bye bye. Good. You didn't say good. Sana said bye bye. You? Good. Taken by Ian already.
Oh my god, I cannot think about it.
And just bye bye. Son, first one, show bye bye already. What else? What else?
See you.
Peace, right?
We are peace, you know.
Right? No? Think of something. Zeri? Not Zeri yet. Hand gesture. Right? Think of something. Before I taken. Stop. No more. No. You have to come up with one. Zeri? Hand gesture.
Stop.
Hand gesture, right? Stop. Good.
Look.
Bye bye.
Good.
Maybe
Yeah, call him.
ask
Yeah.
your friend to give him a call. Okay. And then, yeah. How about you?
Look me.
Huh?
Look.
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 What look?
Look me.
Your hand gesture. Show me your hand gesture. You try
I
to.
shall get it.
Okay, goodbye.
Like it's in drinking.
You ask, you want to ask whether you want to go for a drink, Okay? Something like that, hand gesture, try to participate more actively. Okay? So, okay, now emotions. Right? You choose one first. I give you the chance to choose one that you're comfortable with. You act out the emotion, facial expression, or your body language. You choose one emotion, then you show us, you act it out. Want to be angry? Show us how you look like when you are angry. Or you want what? You want to be happy?
What's her be?
Act one. What's this?
Yes.
Or has
Thank
he?
you, sir.
Sad.
Has he?
Sad. When you're sad. Sad. Except show your friend how you look like when you are sad. You choose a very simple one. Let me choose first.
Happy.
Yeah.
Huh?
Happy, sir.
Happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He looks
Zoe, choose one. Act it out. Face your friend. Let us see whether you pass.
Curious.
Huh?
Curious.
Curious. Show them whether you're curious.
the curious one, the most curious guy. Okay.
You don't tell people what when you stand there, you stand your face so that they can guess what emotion that you are in now. You stand here, you show them, then you guess. Is it sad? No. It's not sad. So they get it right, okay?
Yeah, okay. Another one. Curious. Shock.
Shock.
Yeah. Conflict.
Best actress. So?
I don't know.
Shock. Yeah. So, another one.
Number one.
Queen.
Yeah.
See ya.
So, okay.
Yeah. And then
Focus. Yeah.
Oh, the girls act better than the guys. Move our guys. Okay. All this non-verbal behavior, okay? Okay, so you're leaning back in the chair. Show me you leaning back. So you arm cross. All leaning. So how does that? What you're trying to tell people? Leaning back in your chair, arm cross. Okay. So what are you trying to tell people? When you look at me like this, what am I trying to tell you?
Relax.
Relax.
Wait.
Huh?
Wait. Yes, wait.
Wait.
Wait. Yes, I want to know wait.
Relax. You are relaxed. Okay, good. Then what else? Maybe you show that you are interested. Maybe.
It's just a bubble.
Okay. So leaning forward in the chair. So means like you can see the difference, right? Sometimes you're leaning forward, means yeah, engage in the conversation, I'm very interested, I pay attention, then, see, first, there's a different in body language and try to send out the signals, okay? So when you smile, frowning how? Frowning, see, very good actress. So when you yawn, you tell people that you are sleepy, right? When people see you yawning, then they know. When you nod,
Following up.
yeah, agree with them. But I understand the Indian when they nod is no.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't know if they, okay. The resting chins in both hands. How do you resting chins in both hands? So that means what? What's the difference?
This is fun, I think. Sport.
You have a couple with the facial expression, okay? Okay, rubbing your temples, okay? I'm having headache, or I'm confusing, I don't understand, I don't understand your questions. Yeah, something is bothering me, you see now? Yeah, I have a problem following the lectures on, okay, tapping fingers on the table.
Trying
What's that mean?
solving something in your head.
Yeah, thinking of something, or planning to do something. Right, say, yeah, what should I eat for lunch today? Okay? Looking at your watch. You can watch, maybe you have something after this. Okay, you are rushing of time. Okay? Staring around the room is another example, okay? So, this again, we skip this one, okay? So for communication, we have, as you understand that we have formal and informal communication. So for communication, formal communication like a presentation or interview, this is an example of formal communication. So you follow certain rules and principles. There are rules like for your presentation, you have time, right? You are allowed only how many times, how many minutes of time to present, then what do you have to include in the presentation. Then after that you have Q&A, how to handle Q&A, then how you should dress up. All that, you have certain rules and principles that guides you for your formal communication, okay? Okay. So you avoid using slang and full language lah, Then of course you try to, you talk more formally, of course, right? Then informal communication, in contrast, it's different from the formal communication. Okay, it's normally you use like maybe you does not follow authority lines. You don't use it's a casual talk like what would be like when you talk with friends, is informal communication. Okay, so. Okay, we go to the 7 C's of should we go to 7 C's or we play again first? Never mind, we play again first. Okay, this is to test the communication skill. How do each of you write your name here? Okay, get this one. You write your name here. You don't look at the answer. Okay? You don't know the answer. You write your name here on the first page. Hey, don't look at the answer. You write our name on the first page. Okay. This tests you on your communication skills. Through written communication, right? This is part of written communication field. So you should test. You have your booklet, right? So it has something, the written word on it. Okay. For the first part, right? You open up the booklet. This is the written word, right? You have something written. So you open it. Then on the first page, right? You draw about you try to. After this, you are going to pass around the booklet, okay? The first one you draw, you have the word, right? I write something. I write maybe computer, so you draw computer here, Okay, then pass to the next one. Then the next person, you try to decipher what Ra'at is drawing. So after you see the second person, right, second person, when you saw the drawing, you turn to the next page, you write out, oh, this is a computer, right? It's a drawing computer. So you write computer. So you turn to another page, pass it to the next person. The next person, you see, oh, computer. Okay, again, he will or she will draw a computer. So we try to continue with the communication process, and you will see where it broke down, where you break down. Okay, whether it's successful or not, you try to communicate the word to your friends, 6 of them. So you have all together 6 pages. Okay, we pass 1, 2, and at the end it will check. Okay, you just draw what you see. You just draw on the first page. Draw this one. Draw this one. Draw this. Okay. You try to tell a friend this one. You draw this on the second page. What is this? Then you draw here. Yeah, you draw here, then you pass it down. You communicate to your friend. You return comment. It's different.
Draw anything?
Huh?
Draw like anything or draw?
You draw this one.
Okay.
Oh, Google, Oh. Let me know when you're finished, yeah? Based on imagination, not Google. No handphone, Oh, you copy some more on this one. It's different from you, don't copy her. Hers is different from you. You're running out of time, 10 more seconds, when we can see. Can I write all the words, No, I'm telling you. You cannot drawing only no words, No words to give clue. Okay? No words. The words there. Give clues to your friend, only drawing. Done, David? Done. Oi. How to indicate this? How to tell people that this is how? Trying to communicate through written. Okay. Time's up. Oh, you pass it on. Okay. Pass it on. Zoe, you pass it to her. Hey, but you have to. Okay. You open the page. Pass it to her.
看得出来。
So you look at this picture. So you turn to the next page and you guess what does the picture mean? Okay, look at this picture and see what has she drawn, then you write here. Try to write the answer. What is it? Next page. Next page.
所以它就不一样了。
Right, big one. Right, big one, so that the next person will draw accordingly. Yeah, no. If you try to get what is this, then you write the answer next page. So I chose the next one, then you
This name,
what is
Sneeze.
this? Yeah, what is this then? You turn here, then you write the answer here. So we'll pass it around. We will see whether everyone get the answer right or not. You understand? The game is to have the process of communication.
Just
You
interpret.
know the answer already. Okay, right?
从游泳还能办。
You cannot look at the first page. Right here. Yeah, that's it. Okay, done, huh? This one. Very fast. Okay. Just write the answer with you. Done. Okay, no, this is your there. See the answer here. Okay. You see this one? You draw. What's written here? The next week you draw. Hey, you didn't write answer. You should write answer. Oh. Okay. So small. Hey, no. How did you? You did? Oh, you, yeah. You write so small. So you turn to next page, you draw. Okay, what is this? Then you draw.
Alex.
You draw this. The next page. The next page and draw. Yeah, yeah. Then you draw this one. After the writing what's right. What's written here? She said this one, right? So it's this. Yeah, you draw this one. Yes, what she right? Then you try, then you see your handwriting. Yeah, it's affecting the communication already. People don't understand writing, right? You see your friend having problem to read your handwriting.
The dark is this one.
I don't know.
Okay.
If you think it's this one, then you draw next page. Don't look at the first page, Don't look at the answer.
是我是吗？
Faster.
语言这么好。
So pay attention to your handwriting, so that people can understand what you write. Uh,
circle. Yeah. Yeah. So.
done. Done. write the answer on the next page.
Yes.
Then look at this, guess what is this, then write the answer next page.
Seems. You.
Oh, come to the look at this.
F ball.
Huh?
F ball.
What?
F ball. F.
What do you write here?
F ball. This
Ah,
Sana, expert early.
Door.
Full. Full, expert early.
That's,
Full.
yeah.
F.
The joke that was the what?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Then what we do? Actually, what we do?
可是不然我画了。 你先稍微上个楼，因为稍微这样子。这样子。啊？啊？指南针有4个针。
What happened? Okay, done.
Can't write any word.
You just write because this answer already. Just write what you draw here. You just write the answer what you draw a airport. Airport. Airport.
Expert early. هو هنا expert early يعني أفضل. ما هذا expert early you
So,
This is Pushpa. That's okay. Swimming pool, right? This is Pushpa, draw a swimming pool. Okay, then Kau Zewi, right? Zewi gets it right. Swimming pool, right? Then pass it to, you communicate it to, right? Right? Draw something like this, okay? Something like this. Swing, okay? Something like this, okay? So you come to, Song said it's swimming. You see, pool gone already. So there is something missing in the communication process already. Swimming pool becomes swimming already. Okay, then we come to
the swimming. Swimming in the sea, not the in the pool.
beach.
Yeah.
Okay, swimming at the beach. So swimming pool becomes swimming by the beach, okay? This. But at least it got it right until still okay, you have 50% astronaut. Yeah. So astronaut, okay? You got astronaut, okay? Got astronaut.
But there's sun. Actually, the beginning. I was like, it's
So you said pilot, become astronaut, become pilot. Upgraded, okay, we voted. You cannot fly a rocket, you fly a aeroplane, okay, pilot become pilot. Okay, so then draw an aeroplane, okay, instead of a rocket, aeroplane. So you find out pilot there. So okay, Pushpa get it right, said, oh, pilot, okay, wrong information, okay, but still Pushpa. That part get it right, pilot. Okay, so what is this? Pilot. This is how
Pilot Imo.
Zewi's pilot look like, okay? Okay.
So,
Yes,
we
dartboard. This is Ian start with dartboard. Dartboard is you throw the dart, right? So she got tempat with throwing dartboard. Okay. This is Ian. Okay. So Pushpa got it right. That's it. Dartboard. Dart, right? So okay. I think Zewi got it right. Dart here. Then right. I don't know what right is trying to right. What? Then
الأرضية.
football.
الكرة الأرضية. ورأس الكرة الأرضية. الأرض. فوق.
football.
Search is like
then when you come to so it become a compass. Okay? That word become a compass. Okay, so we say communication breakdown here. Oh, globe. A globe. A dartboard. Okay, so it become compass. Okay, it become compass. Fire alarm for fire alarm. Fire alarm so complicated.
Yeah.
Fire alarm. Okay. Oh, fire alarm. You see, the inside is enforcing. Air condition. Mean at near the fire alarm, then come air conditioner, aircon. Okay, so which I got right? Draw an aircon here. So, oh, when you come to Zuri, it becomes a screen, right?
Security, sure.
Screen is you.
Send me.
You write as a screen.
Yeah,
Then draw a screen. So as fire alarm becomes a screen. Okay, what else? Then sunscreen for elderly is sunscreen. I don't know what. So try to draw a sunscreen, but not much information here. Okay, so it becomes a drug.
Yeah.
Guess it's a drug from some kind of medicine or something. Then what's this? A bed.
Something.
Huh?
Wow, this is
And you a nice drawing of the refrigerator. It's actually a sunscreen and not a refrigerator. Straight away. Okay? You see the total breakdown of communication. Okay? So Earth hour. Ra'at Earth hour is this hour clock.
No. This very important found in 70 and 80.
So it becomes a clock. Okay?
It's between cloud or cloak.
Oh,
If there is no
because of cloud.
Yes. Cloak.
No wonder it's cloudy.
Cloak.
It's quite give a very good drawing of cloudy. So from an Earth hour, it became cloudy. So it's a total breakdown. See, when you communicate, right? We have different, how you present is different, how you draw, your handwriting especially is also very important. Because handwriting people cannot read, then also is impact. So you see, there are so many factors to bring along with us, how you perception, how you try to like accept and tackle certain things. Okay, it all affect the communication process, and it affect you see, like a simple communication like this also is very affected by so many factors. Okay, then it becomes ineffective. Okay, this is just part of the thing that. So there are certain basic principles of communication that you have to follow to make the communication process effective. You want to make the communication effective. So basically there are 7 C's. What are the 7 C's? Completeness. So you want to make sure inside the process, communication process, you have the 7 C's. Just check every time, you have completeness, conciseness, consideration, completeness, clarity, courtesy, correctness. So what is all of this? We go one by one. Completeness. You want to make sure that inside the information that you give include all important details, like just now the sunscreen. He can draw something, right? So that's why something is missing. Vital information is missing here. So that's why Ra'at cannot figure out. She thought what is a tube of drugs, right? A cream or something. Then if Zuri can draw something, maybe she draw a sun here, right? A drawing of sun, something on SPF 50, something like that. Then people immediately understand this is a sunscreen, right? If you draw a sun, right, or you put a clue SPF 50, then people know this is a sunscreen. So you didn't include the information is not complete, right? During the communication. So all the message must include all important details. So you try to draw. If you, let's say you give the information, you draw a sun, something like a sun, something let's say lah. Then you put SPF 50, like this. You give information like this, right? Yes. Then people immediately understand this is a tube of sunscreen. So what's missing here is the completeness of the information in the communication. Okay, so it must include, or else include communication with feedback. You don't understand. So there is a communication breakdown. Okay?
What?
So of course this is a small game, so it doesn't cost you anything. But if maybe during in your future you have some contract or anything, you sign a contract, business contract, whatsoever, you want to make sure all the complete information is there before you sign, right? Or else that those kind of agreement will cost you dearly, right? Here it's okay, small mistake, okay, it doesn't cost anything, okay? But make sure for all the communication, all the information must be complete. So how do you make sure that your information is complete in your communication? How do you make sure? Let's say now we want to organize a trip. So what are the information that they need to include inside? Like you want to put out a notice. Okay, let's say you want to go for a trip, right? What are the information that you need to be complete? You want to send out an email informing your class where you want to do, you want to organize a trip. So what are the information that you put there? The normal
Date. Date.
date. When you plan to go, right? Then
How?
how?
Yeah.
How? Okay. How do you go there, right? You want to carpool, you want to go on your own, or you want to hire a bus or what? Then where do you want to stay? Where do you want to go first before you decide where to stay, right? The trip. Where do you want to go? You want to go to which way for shopping? What? Where? Okay, what else? What are the activities? What are the activities you want to do there? Okay? You want to go to the beach, or you want to, let's say you want to go to this way, you want to do shopping, or you want to have a good lunch, or what? What do you want to do there? What activities? Then what else?
Why?
Huh?
Why go?
Yes. Why? Why do you want to do that? Why? Because you want to create a bonding, or what? You know, maybe you want to, right? Because maybe you want to create better bonding between the groups, or what? Then you have the activity, right? Maybe you want to have get together with your friend long time to see them. Why you want to get together with your friends? Then number 6. What else do you see? Very important one. This is all the 5W1H, right? What's missing here? Another W. Who? Oh, yes. The most important one. Who's going? Right? Who do you want to invite in the group? Okay? So normally in a communication, in whatever you write or any message you want to send, you want to make it complete. The basic question that you ask is the 5W1H. Who are you going to include? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? How do you want to get there? What do you want to do there? And why do you do that? Why do you organize that trip? Something like that. So in order to make sure that the information is complete, you can use the 5W1H to check, right? To check whether the information is complete or not. Okay? Okay, then conciseness. Conciseness means you convey the message by using fewest words. If you can use one word, you don't want to use 2 words. Okay, the simplest and the shortest possible, fewest words. Okay, so especially for your scientific writing, scientific presentation, you don't want to use wordy. You are not writing a novel. You are not writing poems, something flowery language. So just use a simple for scientific communication. Be as brief as possible. Just now remember what is the principle? KISS, KISS. What is KISS? KISS.
Keep it simple.
Yes, keep it short and simple. KISS, right? As brief as possible. Okay? Then when you want to achieve conciseness, you have to consider following you have to consider all this. A wide-wordy expression. So you don't want to use all the flowery language. You just use a simple language, a simple sentence. Include only relevant material, especially in scientific writing. Okay, only those necessary and important material add in. Those unnecessary you omit. Okay. Organize the message well. Okay. This is to achieve conciseness, meaning you use the fewest possible words in convey your message. Okay, now this is a test. Okay, we start with Ian. Read the color, not the word.
Red, blue, purple, red, red, yellow, green, blue, orange, red, green, purple, yellow.
So it's very slow, right? So
Green, white, black, blue, purple, red, black, red, yellow, green, blue, orange, red, green, purple.
so
Green, red, black, blue, purple, red, black, red, yellow, green, blue, orange, red, green, purple, yellow.
okay.
Green, black, blue, oh, red, yellow, orange, blue, orange, red, green, purple, yellow.
You are wrong at that orange, right? It's green, right? Not orange here, right? Right? Right?
Yeah.
Try.
Green. Yes, black, yellow, blue, red, black, red, yellow, green, orange, red, green, blue, yellow.
Ready?
Green, red, black, blue, purple, red, black, red, yellow, green, blue, just pink, red, green, purple, yellow.
So you see, if what is the problem here?
The color differs.
That doesn't match, right, the color and so you find difficulty because for us we are like tends to read the word, right? So when you force yourself, then what is the problem here? What's the problem with the picture here?
The difference between name or the color.
The word and the color, right?
Yeah.
So it's contrasting, right? Contradicting. So the picture is giving out giving out too much information, right? Two contradicting information at the same time. So your brain has problem processing it. So this simple picture tells you that you should be concise with your message in your communication used to be concise. Use the fewest information, important information only is enough, or else you'll be confusing people, the receiver. Okay, they are giving out too many. This is only two, right? Color and the wording, but that it give rise to confusion. So try to avoid that. Okay, so this example of giving out too much information in a simple message. Okay. So the third one is the third C, is consideration. So after conciseness, you have to consider. Consideration means you consider the receiver. You have to think in their place. So when I talk, we try to convey the maybe like I'm trying to deliver the lecture, right? I want to make it effective. So I have to think, how will you accept, whether you are ready for the lecture, or that I have to think in your shoes, right? What is the best way that you can, you can get the message that I want to convey to you. Okay, so there are specific ways to do that. So normally adopt the you attitude, focus on you instead of I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want you to know. Instead of that, I should say, what do you want to learn from me? You know, so I want to teach you this. Okay, so this is one of the factor that you can always use. It focus on you instead of I or we. Okay, so audience benefit or interest of the receiver. So think of in your shoes, right? Emphasize positive, pleasant facts so that it is more comfortable for you. Okay. Okay. So which line is the longest here? The right one or the left one? Yeah. When you look at it, which one is longer?
I'm doing the right one, but
They are the same, but when you look at it,
Yeah.
the right hand one is the longer, right? Compared to the left one, but actually when you measure, they are the same. So then how about the other picture? Intertwined, are they intertwined or are they single circle?
single circle in our mind make
Like the circle is turning, intertwining, turning, moving, right? Actually, it's just circle, but circle, different circle. There are more circles there, but it gives you the impression that they are moving or there are interaction in between, right? So this is actually same length, but with the inverted and all this, the change of arrow direction, then give you the different impression. So what does it mean? What does it tell you? The fact is same length, but different context. Direction of arrow change. The context, meaning the situation, the condition. The fact is the same, but when the outer condition change, the context is different. When you use certain words or certain, you say certain thing, but when the context is different, it gives you different meaning. It gives the different impression to the receiver. So this tells you that you have to always consider when the receiver listen to you or get the message, how they perceive the message, how they decode the message, and how actually what impact that give you the receiver. Okay, fact versus context. Always remember, fact is the message that you want to convey. Then the context that you want to package communication will affect the fact, the message you want to get through. Okay. Okay, then the number 4C is concreteness, means specific instead of general. Especially in scientific, you are doing science subject, right? So you always use facts and figures instead of generic or irrelevant information. Always go, like let's say just now, how many percent of time we always give figures and facts, 70%. Nowadays 80 to 90% of our time we spend on communicating. So give facts and figures so people will have better understanding instead of, we spend most of our time doing communication. Then instead of that, I said, we spend 70% of our time communicating. Would that be better for you to understand? Instead of saying, most of the time. What do you mean by most of the time? Okay, different people have different understanding of most. The word most. Okay, maybe most, you said 90% is the most, right? Maybe you understand 85%, 80%. So you use fact and figure to make the message concrete. Okay, specific and figures, they choose vivid image building words. Okay, this is like maybe when you try to tell, oh, the weather is good. How good is the weather? So maybe you try to use certain words to describe. You try to describe the weather. How do you, an example of vivid word, how do you describe the weather? To tell people that how it's as hot as what? You try to use certain words. Maybe now the weather is very hot, right? You want to describe certain things, then you use certain words that to describe how hot the weather is. Any examples? The words that give you the image, can imagine that people can understand how hot the weather is. For example, I said, oh, sizzling hot. It's hot like a sizzling steak. That is very, that means it's very, very hot. Something that you can use to describe so that people can understand how hot the weather is. For example, something like this. Okay, so you try to use those vivid and imagery words so that people can understand. Okay. Clarity means how clear the message is. Okay, you want to achieve clarity, how clear to achieve a very clear communication process. So you use simple language, short sentences, concrete expression. Don't use excessive words. Don't ambiguity. Ambiguity means either or. It's not clear one. Have maybe certain words they have double meanings, or those words you try to avoid that. Okay. For example, you always familiar, easy to understand words. Don't use effective sentence paragraph. Okay. Shorter. If you have one short, you have words shorter one between long words and shorter one. For example, you say after, subsequent. They share the same meanings, right? This after, subsequent. But normally you use after. So if you can use after, don't use subsequent. Okay? If you can use home, don't use domicile. Domicile people maybe they don't understand. They have to go and check dictionary what domicile means. It actually means home. Okay? Remuneration, pay. So if you say pay, people understand. Don't immediately understand pay. Remuneration, people might have to think twice. Okay? So all this, you try to use the familiar one and shorter word as much as possible. Okay? So okay, and you read the words in the circle. So read the word in the triangle.
A walk in the park.
Okay. Here.
In the
Okay.
A walk in the park.
So
Walk in the park.
the
Walk in the park.
right.
Share or
Read the sentence.
Just read it.
Oh.
work in the like
The walk in the park. The walk in the park. Okay. So somehow you realize that actually when you read, if you read word by word, a walk in the park, there are two the, right? So but normally when you read and you have a glance of it, when you read your book or your reference book, your novel, whatever, you will read a walk in the park, right? Immediately you will filter out the double the, right? The walk in the park. That's what you do when you read your books or whatever, like, especially novels. You don't read word by word, right? You just scan through them. So that is how our brain process words. Means you tend to filter out the thing that you think is not necessary. It might be not important, but your brain will tell you this is not. Like you tend to filter out. So when you do that, when your brain do that, you might filter out important information. Okay? So you can see here, You know, these things tell you that our brain really tends to filter out information, okay, that it thinks is not necessary, but it might not be unnecessary. Okay, so you must be aware of that. When you receive certain message or receive any communication, then you have to bear that in mind. Our brain function that way. Okay, courtesy. Number 6C is the courtesy, means you show respect, concern, consideration for others, as I mentioned just now. So you have to be sincere, tactful, thoughtful, and appreciative. You use expression that shows respect for the others. Then you choose non-discriminatory expression, meaning you try to avoid like certain words that maybe in certain culture is not nice or it's not respectful. You try to avoid that. Meaning like courtesy, if like maybe if you go to funeral, whatever, I think, but normally you won't, I don't know in culture, but in our culture, we normally use, we wear tone, the tone of color we wear is like, we don't wear like very rich color like red, orange, all those colors with black, blue, and those, okay, so those colors, so how in your culture, so same thing, black. To show like solemn the environment and all that. So this is, I think, same thing. Yeah. So they communicate. Okay. So you show your respect and all that. So this is part of to show your courtesy. Okay. So the 7C, the final C is correctness. So it must be correct in tone and style, expression, spelling, grammar. This is more like the format, the content, the information, the statistical and information. Okay. All this is like the spelling. The grammar, the layout, like in your maybe your presentation, all that, the layout, the color, background, all this correctness. You must, but let's say you use a white color wording right here, color, then you don't use a yellow background, something like that. Okay. So in order for figures and fact, you have to verify your statistical data, double check your totals. Okay, when you use a chart or a graph, all that you have to verify. Okay. So we have a few more things that you can do so that you can understand some importance of communication. Maybe you do some body language games. Okay. To start, maybe to come out, you do some, or go back and do some practice. I think communication part is through games, then you understand more. Theory, you can always speak. Okay, okay. Do this. Guess what she's trying to tell you. What she's doing. Yes, it's just one good. It's one good. This is so fantastic. Your friends in drawing. Yes. Okay. Draw this. Right? Yes, what he is trying to tell you. So,
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you are good. Now, you're more into the games already. So, or
P.
what team? What team? It's not only team. What team? Ah, teapot tea, no? What tea? Ah, black tea. Black tea, not black tea. It's bubble tea. Ah, yes, bubble tea. Okay,
Why are we not? It's supposed to be inside.
Shirley, bubble tea. Okay. Okay. Now you work with hands, okay? You split into pairs. Maybe how do you want to pair up? You choose a pair. You work in pairs. You split into 3 pairs. Okay? 3 pairs. You work in 3 pairs. 3 pairs for you. Okay. Back to back. Back to back. Okay? Thanks. Want to draw, want to give instruction. You just decide who want to draw and who want to give instruction. If you want to draw, take the piece of paper. Who want to draw, want to give instruction.
If you want to draw, make a picture.
What do you think? You better receiver or you better sender? So now you play the role of sender and receiver. Okay, I'll give you. You are the okay. So you describe this one. You want this direction or this direction is up to you. Okay. You want to face this. Then you describe to. You tell her you don't look at this picture. You tell Sanya. Okay. You listen to him. He will describe. He will be the sender. You will be the receiver. Okay. You tell her describe the thing. Then you draw according to his instruction. Same with who is, oh, you are the receiver, you are the sender. Okay. Alright. Okay. The sender, you describe the, you either change you, if you want this direction, you just draw what, you know, describe to her, to him.
You can write.
I speak, can you draw?
Yeah.
Oh,
If you want to, we can change.
this one. Take this one. Okay, describe. You are the receiver and, okay. Or you want to.
Yeah. Okay. It's not just like.
哎，查一下
Yes.
正方形。
Listen to him, you instruct him. Yeah.
Square, big square, big square.
Don't draw for her. Only read to her.
方形。
Yeah, straight right hand.
Instead of near that, it's like,
Straight. Okay. Then.
Vertical straight right hand.
嗯，
Write down. I will not like. Not this. Not this. Okay. I will. Okay. Which one? This one.
你的
Oh, I said, cannot you can only describe to her.
啊，
You cannot show her what to draw and draw.
Write down.
你的 blank，你的 blank 这个square，你 back square，
You cannot.
不能
Just
square。
like this.
Just write down on your phone. Translate that or just read out.
Just describe. You cannot show her. You cannot.
Okay.
不可以指给她看，给她看，你只能用嘴巴跟她讲，
不能指。
你只能用嘴巴跟她讲，
哦，OK。
Just
形容，你形容，你只是形容这个东西给
我知道，
她听。
我知道。
is it is right?
哪条心？这是放在这两，哪条白的？
哦，OK。Just describe 啊，you cannot
Just
show
tell
her.
her.
You cannot.
Long.
Big blank square.
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 Oh, cannot. You can only tell. You cannot say. Okay, you can translate, communicate. So when to test how well she sent a message to you, how well you receive the message.
Okay. Left bottom. Need small. Left bottom. Need rectangle.
一看一看一个。
It's not blank. It's dark. 这什么意思？
Okay. That's it.
It's oh, sorry. It's rectangle. Rectangle.
This cannot. And you cannot. You can only.
This one.
You can only.
Next minute. No problem. Rectangle.
It's black.
Lastly, is the parallel to this square. Below the square, we can just draw a rectangle. It's parallel.
Wait.
About this rectangle.
Above.
About
Okay.
a big triangle. A big triangle.
Describe me. Try to.
Okay. I got like this.
Yeah. I come back.
Is it?
And this is need this.
Oh, it's that. Like that.
Yeah. Better, much better than better. Yeah, you see, it's better than what you means. You when you are a sender and a receiver, know that we try to communicate
Oh.
when you send.
Black. I'm sorry.
Okay. Then
I want to speak this. Triangle need rotate this rotate and expand. Yeah.
do it like again here.
Which no problem.
Okay, that's good. Next.
Okay. Right and red bottom need 4.
What's one?
Actually,
Right?
Finish.
right. That's
This is right.
yeah.
There.
Inside.
Inside. Okay.
For cycle. For cycle.
Four?
Small cycle.
Four?
4 small cycle.
4.
Uh,
Okay.
Black.
Here. This way.
Right.
This.
Right inside. Yeah. So it's 4.
This question things have to figure
Near
out.
left.
First of all, what's the
Near one.
let's say
Near this cycle. And the
for example, you have
Here.
no. This one. And no. The one cycle.下面
This. Black.
below. The black. Below the first one cycle. Yeah.
Okay.
Below. Yeah.
Okay. What about
Same.
Okay.
All black.
what?
And outside the left.
Okay. This. What?
This tell
Outside the left.
This.
Left.
Inside.
Outside the left one. Outside. Yeah. Yeah. This one. Flag. Rectangle.
This one.
Yes. Okay.
4.
And
4.
no. 你的这个让我90多转。Yeah. We use making degree. This one.
This one.
Yeah.
How much? Yeah. 1.
So is this.
This.
Yeah. Black.
Size. Different size.
And below this one. Yeah. The same thing first one.
Inside this way. From the top.
Sandwich.
Okay. Another.
So no. So only this one.
This one.
Yeah. We need rotate this triangle later. This direction.
Okay. Just go for.
You can try. We get a new one. You can
Do it again.
in picture we first side.
Is it?
No. This triangle.
To be like that. Triangle here. Repeat all.
这样。
How to draw another one?
这个。
This above this one.
Yeah.
Okay. This.
It has a Z shape.
It's supposed to have
Oh, good.
Yes, it was.
We did a rectangle.
there is a big spread.
Don't look at what
Back.
Uh,
don't start with the
Yeah, but
Don't contact just
with the send your hand your channel.
okay, I will just check.
And result. And result. This and this one.
I mean, no. I mean, this point.
yeah,
This one.
Yeah. This line.
This is yes. The element.
I don't think so. Like this
Oh,
This point.
okay.
This one.
I know, but it's different. It's kind of
For
oh, here? Make it here? Okay.
But
Yours.
to think about say, but the five procedures that you mentioned just now, right? You working out with that, you're saying it out, that's saying it, not of course you will think that when you want to say what you start after this as a standard, right? The first instruction, the people wants the first instruction.
Absolutely gross.
Oh, yeah, the girl is one of the parents, yeah. The people decide.
Yeah, I think it's also about this one.
You are motivation guy. If I would, if let's say I heard before the space square in the middle, right? Then answer the wrong. There's one question.
yeah.
Square, and I really expose the center of
Yeah.
and then the whole picture. And I find something the best way of me.
The black triangle. Blank.
Blank check. Okay. Blank one. Okay.
You get the rest then around
This line is
Oh, I got you. I got you.
yeah.
I see. I got it wrong again. But I think I cannot change it. Right?
big.
Yeah, it's okay. What can I do? I'll just do that.
Yeah.
Where's the improbable communication gap? It's fun. Thank you so much for helping out.
就好，全转。
You won't make mistakes. You start this one, sure you make mistakes, right? Because I've done the time to make mistakes. But
好难写。
so
So difficult is this? So is this topic? So I mean this.
I haven't seen it. You are a cheater. You made me to cheat.
And then you read them. What is the noise just now? Why cannot like this? What do you think? Why does it break down?
I think it's just the disciples problem. No, it's because me and the problem. It's the problem. I think both of us.
What? Huh?
Look at this.
Because you say filtered
The vocab, no vocab, also the vocab section. That's it, vocab.
It's fun, yeah.
Slanting, you might not understand. So the level and all that will affect your communication process as well. All elements will come through. It's right because this is we haven't started with this one yet, is it? Yeah. Oh. Good. Done.
I think this is
Wow. Let's have a look at the other slides. What you have done, you see.
yeah, tell the
You as a sender,
yeah,
you send out message, and then the receiver is what happened? What happened now?
yeah, tell to
2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5. You say 5, 5 是真还是真？ See? End up like this. What happened?
这个好难听。
So, like, let's say, for example, you have to
I was
go back to the writer stages, right? Communication, thinking about what to say. So when you look at this picture, you will think you want to convey the message, correct? So what do you do? The first thing you want to describe, you want to get this thing right. What are the first thing that you ask her to draw? First thing, what is the first thing that you ask her to draw? Just now. Of course you ask.
Small ball.
I was like,
Small.
First of all,
Things like five ball. Yeah.
that's it. Eyeball. Oh, I think most effective maybe lah for me, I would say. So draw two circles in the middle of the drawing. Two circles first. One bigger, one smaller. Like this. Then you connected the two circles with a line. You start with this one first. Then under the line, draw a smaller circle, something like that. You start with focus first, right? So that's the major thing that you want to convey to us first. Then the other information will come along. Okay? Then you add all this in. Then you cannot say 5. Like, let's say this one, right? You can say, oh, draw 5 circles. Then how do people know where the circles should end? And you know that's why. So draw 5 circles like this. Because you don't know where to put the circles. You say, oh, 5 circles. Two rectangle, one rectangle, one square, 2 lines, 1 triangle. People receive, you know. You have to think of her condition or how she will perceive, how she will understand your instruction. So first of all, of course, maybe the best way, you think best way of giving instruction, convey a message. Draw 2 circles first, right? You draw these 2 circles first, right? Draw 2 circles in the middle of the drawing. One bigger, one smaller, right? Then full black circle. Then you connect the circle with 1 lines. Okay, you connect 1 lines. Then under the line, draw a smaller circle, black circle, something like this. Okay, then only you describe, or on top of the biggest circle, draw a triangle, something like that. Then one by one, you don't give one instruction to draw 5 circles. I just say just now 5 circles, right? So I not 5 circles like this. So you have to work out the standard, to work out the best way to convey the message. You have to process the information first before you convey, right? Then you think of the best way. Okay, working out the best way of saying it. Okay, then find the right words. Of course, you have to mention the right words. What like just now they mentioned about the slanting rectangle, right? Whether it's slanting, whether it's tilted. So you use the best word to describe so that the receiver will understand. Okay. Okay. No. I'm just trying to share with you why the role of the receiver and sender when you are in different end, then how your role is and how you can improve the communication. Okay. 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 Another one. Okay. But improve along the way. Okay.
We're just figuring out. This is without cheating. After cheating and then we got this one.
I see. Your process is a bit tilted already. Not according to rules and regulations. Okay. Supposedly, for the process to be effective, you are not supposed to look at each other, so that you listen only. You are not supposed to interact. I mean, not to say interact. You're not supposed to look at the picture, the drawing, and say, oh no, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. It doesn't reflect.
Make you confused.
Yes. This like teaching and giving instruction, like so. Okay, so I hope you understand the role. Okay, then again, you want to change partners, maybe switch. Then we have another final game so that. Oh yeah.
你来啊？对啊。这个没区别，这个没区别。
哎，你怎么又跟他走？确实无所谓，没事，因为他配合的更好。哎，看你啊，你决定啊，你看你啊，你都飞了。
easy one.
配合。
你说的这是什么？那这个是什么？
不知道，查一下。菠萝吗？
喂，不要讲出来。我听到了。
啊？
你听到了？
啊，没事，换一个。
你不能讲听到。
哦。哦，这意思啊。把这给他们喽。
啊？
把这给他们就行。
啊。那你讲。OK， face to face 啊。
贴纸啊，贴个纸。
哎，你看到了？
啊，没有。
Try to put it on forehead 啊。This on your forehead。
我不是，
你不可以看到，你自己可以看到。
你自己他贴不住的。
你自己不可以看到，你要猜这个是什么东西。
你扶着
啊，你弄着它啊，你也是，你放在你的不要给他看到。啊，你不可以看到，你自己不可以看到，你自己不可以看到那个字，你可以看到他的。
哦。那我以为他的我也不看，那我猜他。
OK， 你 the game is like this. She has something on her forehead, right? This is for your group. You are playing the game of fruits. You try to guess what is written here by asking questions. You try to guess what is written here. You don't know, right? So you try to ask him. You have one each. You take turn to ask questions. You may ask him, what color is the fruit? Then you answer. No, you say, is it red? The color red? Something you ask question in order to guess the answer on your forehead. So you take turn. Now you ask him one question, then also you ask one question from her in order to understand what's written here. You want to guess what's written here. So you have to get as much information as you can about to get the answer. Understand?
Ask something like, the answer has to be yes, no, only, is it? It can
one
be
time, one question only. You ask one question, then that is turn to
I can just ask him what is the fruit.
Cannot. That one cannot. We can get the information, what color, how it tastes like, something. Is it? No, you don't. How it tastes like. The direct answer you have to. Is it sour? Is it sweet? Something like that. Okay, then don't ask like, oh, what taste is it? And immediately you get answer. Okay, so you take turn. You have one chance. Take turn to ask. Okay, then we'll see who will get answer first. Okay, you may start.
那我先问你，
就是咱俩一个一个的问一下。
所以你问你头上的那个，我问我头上那个。那你先问还是我先问？
随你，这样
那我先问吧。这个有皮的吗？
有。
有。当你问。
都是水果。都是水果。颜色。
So you have to guess what is written here. So you have to guess what is written here. Okay, try to ask one question each.
这个比较明显，就是
红色。
是它大部分是红色来的，就是这种水果所有都是红色。就这种水果所有都是红色，全是红色，
对的。
没有别的颜色的。啊。
那我的这个是，我的这个啊，它的肉是什么颜色？我这个水果肉是什么颜色？肉是什么颜色？
right. 所以我猜懵了，我这个全红。就离你大概都是红。它是水果，它是有放酒。我这个有厚的皮吗？是没有皮还是没有厚的皮？两个不太一样，没有皮。我问的问题是没有厚的皮，你得回答我有厚的皮。不是你得说清楚啊，就是。
没有厚的皮吗？这样我回答是没有，没有厚的皮。
哦。
那我我的色有皮。皮可以吃吗
？No。
不可以吃吗？当你。
我是番茄吗？
不是。
啊，我以为我是番茄。你说的也太离谱了。
是长在树上的，还是长在地上？
不知道。
你不知道啊？
我不知道。我可以查吗？
不知道的话我就换一个问题。它是甜。
淡甜，有点甜的不中。它的肉是
红色。
啊？不是，咱俩不能是一个水果吧？怎么？
到我吗？它的种子在里面还是在外面？在里面。
一般水果的种子在里面。
我的这个在里面的。
在里面。
在。行，到你了。
它的皮是光滑的。是。
算滑。
啊，就是不会有奇怪的东西。
然后。
没有什么这种。
我的水果是甜，是红色，有皮，不能吃。
啊，不能吃？
不能吃。
皮不能吃。正常人就不会吃。
正常，它是红色的。还有什么问题？
地。
还有。
问地。
有这样东西吗？
有，可以问，可以问。
在马来西亚见得到的。
它是热带水果。
热带水果。但是
的里面也是。好吧，我也没太熟悉。
比较冷的地方。
You just give him something like it's been
比较冷的地方，要有多。什么叫比较冷
？20度以下，20度以下的产出量比较高。
温带。
对。
哦，我大概明白了。
我的西瓜。
西瓜的皮红的。
也不是，是里面的东西是外面又红，里面又红。
怎么就没有外面又红？热带水果。
我已经没有东西问了，你知道吗？我已经
更详细呀，比如说它是
形状是圆的，
是椭圆的，这个椭圆。
猜不出手。
它是椭圆，它是大概这么大。
哦，对。
好。
我觉得你懂了，可以猜。
樱桃。
不是。
啊？
那我问椭圆，红色，水果长这样，超市买得到吗？
去买都是，哪个超市都有，地摊上到处都是。我去夜市天天看得到。
我的缺乏想象力。都很多吗？
都很多。木瓜的皮是红色的吗？木瓜是橙色的。而且木瓜的肉也是。
描不出来。
木瓜的皮是绿色。
他跟我讲籽在里面。
你看籽在里面啊？对啊。对，我这根籽是什么色儿？
青色到黄色，青黄色，它的籽。
什么叫青黄色？
微黄，
肉和皮都是红的，籽是白的。
微黄。那我的。
啊？哦，对，它都有两种颜色，但是我没有吃过那个颜色哦。什么玩意儿？
龙中国。
不是，我不知道我们这个龙果是吗？不是，我不懂这个词，没有吃过，不懂这个词。
中国是。
搜一下图片。
可能没吃过啊。
我觉得你说对了，但是
我对了。温带水果，这还要比较凉的地方才会，挺不会。然后有很多籽。
它的
籽是微黄色。
一个枝，它一个枝产是多果还是单果？
一个枝产多果还是单果？这个问题有点难。换看地下。
那地下的？
没有，它是 OK 藤蔓类的，它是藤蔓类的。是吗？它是。
不就是番茄吗？
应该是藤蔓类。是对，对对，一般人都没有见过。打在东北天气。有籽很多，很好吃。OK，我问你讲，它的籽长在外面，
子长在外。草莓。
嗯。对。猜到。
草莓语叫什么？
草莓语叫那个strawberry。
我选了一个容易的给你，我以为比较简单的。
不是，我想不到草莓。
他跟我讲，
不是
靠近他跟我讲是樱桃。
不是，你一说
很
地下铺的，我就想起来了。因为我一直在想树上挂的。
我没有跟你讲的是，你没有问我。
而且草莓不算热带，不算温带，它算寒带。
算很温带吧，因为它就很冷，它不能够很。
但它冬天产啊。
它在
不是，
它是冬天种，
对，
春天产。
对啊，所以它
春天
那个时候温度其实是10度以下的。对啊，冬天有啊，因为我们一般是过年的时候吃，所以那个时候在我那个地区是零下的天气。
哦，那这个是
算寒带亚。但是你
它是温室里面的。
当季是春冬嘛？
所以温室很少。
但是那个当季是。
它不是应季水果。
它不是应季水果，它应季。
我觉得应该是应季水果，我们去景马路是高原，它是差不多20度、10度、20度这样的一个，它一直都有产。我觉得这里很小，不好吃。它中间是红色，我不明白为什么。别人的产出来草莓里面是，我们这边产出来是红色的，然后还酸。
15到25度。
对啊，差不多吧，温带吧。
Yeah, when I don't know. Yeah.
行，我们知道好吃的，你那天吃的不好吃。行。
那如果我
对啊。
他问错了，他以为我买30，我今年多人是30。
对啊，我上次那个相鱼群，然后好贵，12嘛，看看一斤。对，一般是8嘛，6到8，8到6到8的。我问那个小红书上的粉丝。
但华语叫什么？
是你怎么猜得到？那个驴哦，对不起，那河上是啥？
这个你们吃过？
这个河上是驴的。啊，我没吃过。
它甜甜酸酸，甜甜，当靠近苦的时候酸。这是我们在这里会有的时候，就是都很偏食。
好吃。
其实已经，那可能是因为这是肉蛋，所以它是
好吃吗？
还可以的，要死了。它不能吃，它的肉是比较有点香，
Wrap up, so hope you learn a bit from this small games more about communication and what could be improved, what you can, what is important factor, okay, that affect about the communication process, okay. So to wrap up the session, so for communication skills, present one idea at a time. Don't be too ambitious. Then you confuse the receiver or the listener. Okay, keep it simple, make it brief, personalize it to the other person, meaning the consideration, the C consideration. Use the right tone of voice and body language. Don't give like you say one thing, then your body language show another thing. So it's contradictory. Okay, get response acceptance of each idea. So this one you try to confirm or you try to get feedback, try to get a reply from the receiver to make sure that actually she understood your message well, get the right message. Okay. Okay. So here are some effective behaviors in communication. Be patient. Okay. So when people ask you questions for clarification, be patient, right? When your friend try to get an answer to the answer, be patient. Give information as much as you can. Be tolerant, sensitive. Empathy means you think of the others. Be decisive. You have a bit of sense of humor. Okay, when people make mistake or what, you don't take it really seriously. Okay, positive thinking, politeness, observant. Then, of course, your body language. Okay. So other than role of the receiver that I keep on stressing just now. So sometimes in your like today I might play the role of a facilitator. So inside your study also sometimes you might play a role of a facilitator in a chair meeting, in a chair presentation. So as a facilitator you have to stay calm. Okay, you don't take side. Okay, then keep on agenda, control the timing. Okay, you're the chairperson or what, you have to chair meeting, you have to keep on the agenda, then you start or end the presentation or the session on time. Okay, they encourage people to participate as what I try to do throughout the session just now. Try to encourage all of you to participate. Okay. First communication skills, I think it's through practice. Then only you know is all this theory. I put up the notes on e-learn. Okay, so you can have the lecture notes, all the I think the details you can read on the notes. Okay, I hope that you learn a bit today on the sharing of this, that there's some reminder and tips about completing process. Okay, I think the barriers, all that, actually all this actually is around us. We understand, so maybe hopes and notes. When you read the notes, then you a bit appreciate a bit. We know that they exist, but maybe we never pay attention. Okay, in our daily life, we do it, we take it for granted, we do it all the time, so we never really pay attention, and we don't realize the significance or importance of that part or that elements inside the communication. So after reading the notes and all that, maybe I hope that you all can appreciate and pay attention to all these small details, so that it can help you improve, make your communication more effective in future. Of course, I mentioned just I'm not expert, but I know that there's things that we may try to improve a bit here and there. Then of course it becomes better and better future. Okay, I think for this one, that's all for the session. Then for this time, we don't have a quiz. You used to have a quiz for this before, but they changed the syllabus, so we no longer have a quiz for this. Then, but we will have an online discussion forum for this chapter. So I will put on the discussion topic beginning. It's either tomorrow, 1st of May. I give you 2 weeks time for discussion. So do join the discussion actively. So at how active the activeness, how active you participate, will be given, you'll be evaluated, you'll be given few more marks. Then of course you have to have content also, not only participate, you have to give your opinions and the contents in your discussion. So I will put up the discussion topic today or on the 1st or 2nd of May. because this is just a small section in the course, JFM 508. So I don't put it like how to prepare slides and all that. I think that because you do more often than me, I think you are more familiar with like preparing PowerPoint and all that, and more fancy way of doing it. So I think to me it's more important to just share some tips and reminder on how to improve it, either return to make it aware, create awareness, because you have only this much time. So I think that is more important. So you can always use all these tips inside a presentation for your research work and your presentation and all these elements. When you present, then you just pay attention to all these skills. To keep your things simple, don't give too much information. And of course, this one, because it's not slides, though it's a bit wordy, I would say this is a bit wordy. Okay, if you do present self, of course, you don't want to put so much words on the slide. Okay, these are the good example, just that this is for explanation, so I put a lot of words on the slides. Okay. Okay. So now, any of you take 507? None of you 507.
Because it's industrial.
Huh?
I think it's industrial.
Oh, the different batch.
Yeah,
No, the industrial pathway.
yeah, they have two pathways.
This is research.
下个地方。なんだかんだ。あ、那个东海的方面。
Something else, I just keep it on. Just stay there for a while. I just ask the elevator.
对，说的是。
Online discussion. Online discussion. So it doesn't be we put on the collection of Hello, David. 你要找学生不是啊？我要去找你们。不用啊，不用啊。对对对。不用急，快讲清楚。
那他们14号到10。
一个讨论。So 就是去上面里边，然后讨论。
lecture 是吧？不是 lecture 吗？
不是 lecture，是一个讨论的。你们就我就可以就 所以他们讲了，就是你越技术越高，然后后来要有一些内容啊，不是说是产业里一件是一件。
这个是怎么做？
啊？
这个是怎么做？
哦，没有，就是看你讨论的内容，看你有越参与嘛，然后你提的发言啊，我也上去全部每个嘛，就站起发言，然后这个在。
只有我们6个人。
啊，这每个会跟这个任何嘛，就挺大家可以讲什么，再上去再讨论嘛，这样子讨论什么，然后啊。是反正如果的话要去给就是管教那种，如果他们去就当时就是但是设计版这样就可以随意的去把的接入啊。
山西这个山，
流光季节啊，这整体没方面啊，还有
今天不好。
没有。
大云冈是云冈是。
哦。
山西的云冈不在山西，对吧？
哦。一个是花莲。
这个最出名。什么乔家大哥之类的。
去吃那个，去吃米的三个啦。
我觉得是。
就是很好玩，就是那个。
这个也不好玩嘛，都是历史。
明星山西出来。
明星。
啊，明星哪一个明星是从山西的？那个艺人。
没有吧？
没有啊。艺人啊。
应该是。
这么可怜。
我也不太清楚。
名人。名人。
啊，华国锋。
华国锋啊，华国锋是怎么？
是山西人。
哦。
他是。
现在。我是
尝试的。
不，
他是被邓小平采用的。他是原来90年代的。
这是人啊。我不是山西人。
对。
比较少，有别人吗？
有，是我感觉应该是有。
球员。
啊，就历史人物嘛。
球员啊。
羽
毛球啊，有谁是山西来的？
哦，有个是滑雪运动员是山西。就是得金牌啊，哦，是我不太清楚名字，因为我不怎么关注这些。
哦，哪一球员？有山西。
没有陕西。是陕西还是山西？
你是陕西吗？
我是山西。
你是山西还是
山西？
山呐。
山呐。
哦，
我是陕
西。
云冈。
哦。
山西云冈。
哦，是这样的。很多人啊，有山西啊，山西是哪一块？
不是他，我不能说错了。
有没有？好像玉山中有一个这样的，是的，就是的，你是给他放掉。
我刚。
是啊。
直接从这里关，直接从这里关。啊？就正常关注。
对。全部给了吗？
我们是不是洛阳的？河南的。
啊，这有个东西不能给。
有，就都是实估都是。但是可能云南是山西大的。哦，对，莫高是啊。
我们要找他们学
免签了吗？
云南。
云南，你都是云南。有个便宜。
30还好，但是不一样。
还好吧。
随便说刚写的，忘不了讲的是一个新疆的咯。
新疆的太贵。新疆本身就贵。
贵，那就贵。
那就贵，我也是。
哦，你们也觉得贵？
它那个地方，因为太深了，太就是属于内陆，然后运输很高，很慢。
哦。
对，价格。
我去了云南，
吃东西。
浙江其实价格很贵。贵。就是在 云南我去过。
现在只能是
云南
就是
新疆。
哦。
我就去钓鱼，我在家钓鱼，我就经历了，我太阳他们没有去，就喜欢钓过鱼，所以我在丽江这样，我去带他，所以于是遗憾的去，我有鱼很美丽，要生出来的，对，有新疆生出来的。
一般它应该是3次1万马1万人民币，1万马的话，也差不多，不用太你好，没事啊，2天，太热，因为太好玩了，在那里拍个普通的话。普通的话，因为他们有的人他都没有来价格，我也不知道。协商看的是1万多人民币的话，就是新疆基本是1周，1万多还挺多，因为你这边可能价格不一样。也有便宜的，有1万以下的，但是风景太好，大部分都是1万左右。1周？所以我说嘛，但对。对啊。哦，我让他们也有钱的地方，全中国经济前3。上面下面哦。And it should take a bus. We need to take a bus and fuel. And see, you know, bus, 整个都没错。Now the big one to solve the problem is from the metal to from here to the metal thing is like 30 degrees. Big part.这个就是新疆，它一般是就是要环江流，一般是这么绕的，所以天很长。
不是它一定是多少啊？就是
这要是考分的，好像说我们来说，size 最差。Maybe family is easier, girls one. Actually, 啊，我但是就是我有。 一个铁棍儿那个缆车那个东西，你知道他们是底下是人滑和深沟到陷进去了，然后一路往的结构，好像那样海要做。我就这么瞎胡问题。啊，还有就是旅游荒漠，去哪儿都在，去看病。去哪儿都是一年开心。你想来收费？因为我好吃好吃好。诶，去哪儿吃？哦，在你这里，在最前面两天。我跟大叔先说一下，不是去哪里吃？啊？先，安宁涛，安宁涛你可能已经吃了吧？我把家整在我们家吃的，不用给家做的。他奶奶他的第一年去是有啦，2、3年。离谱的旁边嘛，像离谱啊，那有什么的？可以啊，哎，有的那离谱啊，有这是吗？就让我觉得，哎，你有可能讲，有的时候老师给这个，
我是觉得会很烦。
啊，一样的。
因为如果这个比较没有人住的话啊，你想想，这个比较没有人住，那个第一那个管这个老师他是不去的，对，你要想没有人住的。
是吗？不好意思。线上的哪个孩子？要吗？是的， 他今天去找我有事。没有。我看看他们分计划怎么样，计划没有。那他如果他不走，马上回去了。不来打空不打了。咱们都是无家可归的人。
我有在。
哦，行，哦。行，说好了。这太爆了。啊？哦，不用。他们没有饭店了，去哪弄？啊，你去那儿没有？那儿。如果你去外面的话，我就骑上车去外面，你就带他就好。对。不是放这个点儿，不太行。打个招呼，我就把你手扶走。哎，你怎么跑回去了？不走啊，哎，不走。走了吗？我不知道。他们在